Imagine waking up tomorrow and every city on Earth is gone. No skyscrapers, no roads, no electricity, no internet, no governments, no money, just forests, rivers, animals, and small groups of humans trying to survive. This isn't the aftermath of a disaster. This is a world where civilization never existed. No farming, no nations, no kings, no empires, no modern technology, only humans. Only humans, exactly as nature shaped them. So what would life really look like? Would we be miserable or strangely free? Tonight, we're stepping into an alternate timeline, one where humanity never built cities, never domesticated crops, and never created the systems that now control every aspect of our lives. This is the world before civilization, around 12,000 years ago. Something extraordinary happened in our real history. Humans began farming. Instead of chasing food across landscapes, they started growing it in one place. This single decision changed everything. But in this alternate world, that discovery never sticks. Maybe crops kept failing. Maybe climate conditions made farming unreliable. Maybe humans simply chose not to settle. So humanity remained hunter-gatherer, mobile tribes living directly from nature. No permanent villages. No property. No stored wealth. If food ran out, they moved. Your entire world would be your tribe. Perhaps 20 to 50 people. You would know every face, every voice, every story. Strangers would be rare and potentially dangerous, because without civilization, there are no large societies, only scattered human islands. Across the wilderness, today, there are over 8 billion humans on Earth. In a world without civilization, there might be fewer than 10 million. Why so few? Because farming allowed food surpluses, and food surpluses allowed population explosions. Without agriculture, nature sets strict limits. If too many people live in one area, food disappears. Animals migrate. Plants are exhausted. Starvation follows. So tribes must stay small and constantly move. Cities never form. Crowded nations never exist. Mega populations are impossible. Most of the planet would remain wild. Vast forests, grasslands, deserts, and oceans teeming with life. Humans would be just another species, not the dominant one. In modern life, survival is indirect. You don't hunt your food, you buy it. You don't build shelter, you rent it. You don't fight predators, you lock doors. In this world, survival would be immediate and constant. Your day would revolve around 4 things: finding food, finding water, maintaining shelter, staying alive. Hunting would require patience, teamwork, and skill. Sometimes hunts would fail for days. Gathering plants, roots, nuts, berries, and insects would be just as important. Nothing would be wasted. Every bone could become a tool. Every hide could become clothing. Every resource would matter. Children wouldn't go to Escalo. They would learn survival from observation. Education would be practical, not theoretical. You wouldn't learn algebra. You'd learn which plants heal and which ones kill. Without civilization, there are no hospitals, no medicine factories, no advanced surgery. Infections could be deadly. Broken bones could be life-ending. Childbirth would be extremely dangerous. Average lifespan might be around 30 to 40 years, though those who survive childhood could live much longer. But here's the paradox. While life would be shorter, people might be physically stronger. Constant movement, natural diets, sunlight, exposure, and lack of processed food would produce lean, powerful bodies. Modern diseases like obesity, diabetes, and heart disease would be rare, but injuries, parasites, and untreated illness would be common. Nature doesn't care about fairness. In this world, money was never invented. There are no salaries, no rent, no taxes, no banks, no billionaires. You cannot accumulate wealth because nothing can be stored long-term. Food spoils, tools wear out, shelters decay, stutters will tea, come from possessions, but from skills. The best hunter, the best tracker, the best healer, the best storyteller. Leadership would be based on respect, not legal authority. If a leader becomes incompetent, people simply stop following them. Power is fragile when no system enforces it. It might sound like a world without laws would be pure chaos, but human tribes develop social rules naturally. Cooperation is essential for survival. Someone who constantly harms others risks being expelled from the group, which is often a death sentence. Conflict would exist, but larger-scale wars would be rare, because there are no massive armies and no valuable cities to conquer. Most violence would be small-scale disputes over territory, resources, or revenge. Without civilization, war doesn't disappear, but it never becomes industrial. No tanks, no bombs, no weapons of mass destruction, just humans. Facing humans in our world. Humans reshaped Earth. We cut forests, dammed rivers, hunted species to extinction, and altered the climate. In a world without civilization, nature remains in control. Massive forests would stretch across continents. Giant animals, long extinct, might still roam. Oceans would be far more abundant with life. Predators would be common. Lions, wolves, bears. Big cats. Humans would share the top of the food chain, not dominate it. Night would be truly dark. No city lights. No electric glow. Only stars, brighter than most people today have ever seen. The Milky Way would stretch across the sky like a river of light, without permanent settlements. Technological progress slows dramatically. Complex inventions require stable communities, specialists, and stored resources. In this world, there would be no engines, no computers, no satellites. Tools would remain simple. Bone, wood, fiber. Knowledge would still grow, but slowly, pass through stories and observation. Innovation would be limited by mobility. Life would be both more dangerous and more free. No alarms, no police, no insurance, no safety nets. Bath also, no bosses, no deadlines. 2. No traffic, no digital surveillance. Your schedule would follow nature, sunrise to sunset. Seasons would dictate movement and activity. You wouldn't worry about retirement plans. You'd worry about winter. Freedom in this world isn't comfort, it's responsibility. Every mistake has real consequences. Humans would still ask the same deep questions. Why are we here? What are the stars? What happens after death? Spiritual beliefs would likely grow from nature itself. Mountains, rivers, animals, storms, all could be seen as sacred, with clear skies and no light pollution. Humans could study the heavens in incredible detail, but without writing, knowledge would always be fragile. One lost generation could erase centuries of discovery. Without industry, pollution would be minimal. Air would be clean. Water would often be drinkable directly from rivers. Wildlife populations would remain stable. Climate change as we know it would never occur. Earth would remain largely balanced. Ironically, humans would be healthier for the planet, but far more vulnerable within it. Would people be happier? There would be less anxiety about careers, status, and comparison. But there would be more immediate fear, hunger, injury, predators. Modern life protects us from physical danger, but exposes us to psychological stress. Primitive life does the opposite. Strong social bonds would be common. Depression linked to isolation might be rare, but hardship would be unavoidable. Happiness wouldn't be constant, but it might be simpler. Despite everything missing, humans would still be human. We would still laugh, still love, still grieve, still dream. We would tell stories around fires, watch children grow, mourn the dead, celebrate survival. Civilization didn't create humanity, it only changed the world we live in. So what did civilization really give us? Comfort, safety, longer lives, knowledge, power over nature. And what did it take away? Wild freedom, simplicity, deep connection to the natural world. Small, tight communities. In a world without civilization, humans wouldn't be masters of Earth. But they also wouldn't be trapped inside systems they barely understand. We would be fewer, stronger, more vulnerable, more free. Civilization is not just buildings and technology, it is A trade. Safety in exchange for freedom. Abundance in exchange for dependence. Control in exchange for simplicity. And once humanity stepped onto that path, thousands of years ago, there was no going back. The world without civilization isn't paradise. And it isn't hell. It's simply the world humans lived in for most of our existence. A world where survival was real, and every day alive was an achievement. So the next time you flip a light switch, open a refrigerator, or check your phone, remember, none of this was inevitable.